Hi, everyone, and welcome to another episode of the Anime Lounge podcast. I'm your host, Matt, alongside with my other host, Lance. I am very excited about this one because I know we had waited a while to kind of talk about this one. It took forever to get on Crunchyroll, and now we finally get to cover this. Lance, can you kind of let the audience know what we're doing?
Yeah, so today we are going to be covering Miss Kobayashi's Dragon Maid, A Lonely Dragon Wants to Be Loved. In short, it's Miss Kobayashi movie. And if anybody is curious on why they might not have been able to find this on Crunchy, that's because it is under its own category or tab. So it's not going to be under season 1 or 2. It's just, you have to look just a little extra harder and it'll be there. But it is there. And for a quick synopsis, we are following Kana and her friends when her peaceful life is disrupted by the arrival of her father, Kimun Kamui, who demands that she returns to the Dragon World to aid the Chaos faction in a looming war. And that's where I'm going to leave it because that's just the general idea of this movie.
Yeah, I like that. That's a good one. I like that. And then, as always, we have our Lance's Lessons. So I'm curious, what is the Japanese word for today?
Today's Lance's Lessons is going to be the Japanese word for dad. And dad is otosan. Hopefully a lot of people recognize otosan, but otosan is spelled Otosan. And otosan is very relevant to today's episode because Kana's father returns from the Dragon World to try to claim her back, like I said in the synopsis. So we get to meet yet another father.
I think this is the first father in this series, at least.
I think we might have been able to meet
Yes.
Toru's father. I think we met him in season 1 real quick.
Season 1 or the very beginning of season. Right at the end of season 1. Yep.
Yeah, at the end. Man, it's been a minute since I saw season 1.
Yeah, I know. Lance, I know you watched season 2. I did not.
Sassy.
You? I know. I had stuff going on. I didn't have time. Did you get any, was there anything that you got from season 2 that would have helped you in watching this movie? Besides maybe one character that I was like, I don't recognize you.
Exactly. Overall, you can watch this movie without the necessity of watching season 2. There really isn't too much that you need to know other than in season 2, we pick up a new friend named Ilulu. She's another dragon, and she just becomes part of the daily life. She gets a job, and we learn more about her. She does have a role to play in this movie, but as long as you kind of just roll with the punches, it's not like you need to know any kind of background story of why she's there, because she's just kind of helping out, and it doesn't, you don't need to know too much more than that.
Yeah, that's basically what I took it as is, oh, hey, we have this character. And that's as far as it went.
Yeah. So, Ilulu, she has a couple episodes where she just has her role to play in the series.
Yep.
And I just kind of hope to find out maybe in the future she becomes more relevant or anything like that.
Yeah, maybe.
Like I said, just roll with the punches. She's just another character.
Yeah, she doesn't play a vital enough part in the series to be like, ooh, I really need to know who this person is. And that's why I was kind of like, yeah, it's fine. I'll get to season 2. It's in my watch list. I just need to watch it.
Right. In the movie, her big role was that she knew who that spy was, Assad, and she went to go investigate and got into a fight with him. And that was her biggest role.
Yep. No, nothing too crazy.
Right.
Okay. Unfortunately, I had a bunch of stuff going on in my life. I kind of traveled for a little bit. I did not get a chance to read the manga on this one. From what I found, it covers chapters 65 through 78 of Miss Kobayashi. Kind of wish I would have read it. Also, I guess it's probably a good thing because we didn't cover season 2. So I would have been searching for a long time in order to try and find what part of the movie or what part of the series the movie covered.
Sure. Yeah.
So, sorry.
In the end, it's all right.
Yeah. But let's get into just talks of the movie. Overall, what did you think of the movie, Lance?
Overall, I did like this movie. Going into it, I kind of expected more, just like just your casual day-to-day stuff. I didn't have high expectations for this movie just because I know this is kind of like a slice of life kind of show. But
the weirdest slice of life ever. But yes.
Yeah. And the way that they just did everything just blew my expectations. I was really pleased. I thought this was going to be about more Kobayashi and Toru hijinks, but I was really happy to see that we put a lot of focus into Kana, and we got a lot of fight scenes throughout the movie, which was also another big surprise.
Yeah.
So it was interesting. What were your thoughts?
The movie was enjoyable. I liked kind of what you were brought up, where it wasn't just about Toru and Miss Kobayashi. It was just Kana, some of our other characters. We got more development. I mean, Kana, she's been a person within the series, but she hasn't really had too much growth, too much of just kind of being like, hey, this is who she is. We kind of knew a little bit about why she was in the human world, but that was really about it.
Yeah. Leading up to this movie, she was kind of just the young child of the series, where they just needed to have some kind of a way to bring school into the picture, and kind of played that role really well.
Yeah, I think it also gave Kobayashi just the family dynamic, where it's Toru and Kana and Kobayashi all under one roof. So it gives that almost family elements, you could say.
Yeah, right. Yeah, I suppose at this rate, we're just missing like an actualized boyfriend or husband, kind of typical. But
oh no, this is definitely going to be a Yuri. I'm pretty sure this is a Yuri series.
Yeah, right. Because Toru is totally all about Kobayashi.
And you kind of get that aspect where Kobayashi's not necessarily super romantically interested, at least at this point, in Toru, but she doesn't necessarily swat away or divert any of the kind of affection that Toru is giving to her. So
right.
I think as far as Yuri is concerned, I think it's a slow burn on that one.
Oh, definitely.
But it's definitely, so there's not going to be a boyfriend thing. Fafnir is going to be the closest guy character to that whole situation.
Fafnir the dragon, or his kind of partner? I was thinking more along the lines of Makoto, the one who plays games with Fafnir.
Yeah, I guess I could.
Oh, I guess in most Kobayashi's situation, maybe first blush, you'd be like Makoto and Kobayashi could be a thing, but
yeah, I could see that. I just
right.
Yeah. I mean, she is also obsessed with dragons, so,
Dragons, maids. So definitely got to stick towards the Toru part. We'll root for that one at least.
Yeah, absolutely. All in all, I did think the movie was really good. I enjoyed it. And I'm just looking for more Miss Kobayashi content because the series itself is good. I just want to kind of see how it continues.
Yeah, definitely. Getting back into movie talk.
Yes.
I did pick up and appreciated the cuckoo chick symbolism that they talked about in the beginning and the end of the movie.
Okay.
So in the beginning of the movie, Kana's watching TV and they're talking about a cuckoo chick, Cuckoo the bird. And basically it's referring to Kana as the cuckoo and how Kana was brought into a human's house and is being raised by someone other than her own species. And at the end of the day, the cuckoo will always return to its original parenting nest and then try to, I don't necessarily need to say, well, just how cuckoos return to their foster parents to lay their own eggs with the species that raised them. So we don't have to go that far into Kana's future, but the fact that Kana just returned home to the human house.
Yeah, I think that's the biggest aspect is, she left, or just because she's not a human doesn't mean that that's not where she finds home, is kind of the symbolism in that one. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I like that symbolism. I didn't like. I should have put two and two together. I didn't even put two and two together.
Oh no.
No.
Uh, my first watch through, like I definitely recognized it, but I didn't take time to think about it.
Yep.
But then my second watch through, I was like, oh, okay, like they're very clearly trying to like put this symbolism into the show. So it's definitely worth, the shout out.
Okay. Nice. Yeah, that one was a good one. I really liked that Kobayashi, again played a big part in, obviously it's her series, but the fact that what we saw earlier, which kind of drew Toru to Kobayashi to begin with, which was her not backing down from a dragon, and we got to see that again with Kana's father. Kimui. There we go. Kimui. And she did that again, and then she also did it first. So she did it as a human versus kind of dragon, not really a dragon at that point. And then she did it again when she was essentially sacrificing her ability to use magic in order to stopping him.
Yeah. So yeah, jumping right to the end, that giant spirit bomb that she created, totally a weird kind of cheat code to throw in because it only took her 3 days to do this thing. And
they had thousands of years to perfect it. Come on.
That's fair.
No, that's cheating. That's 100% cheating.
Yeah, but at the same rate, like we were saying, it is a total sacrifice. We didn't exactly know what the sacrifice necessarily was, whether it was life or something else. But in the end, we figured that it was just her ability to use magic.
Yeah, I do like the fact that Azad was like, you're willing to sacrifice the ability to ever use magic. I was like, okay, cool. There we go. There's the sacrifice. Like,
yep.
Calling it out instead of just being like, well, what was it? Like, I'm glad it wasn't you can now only live for like you 5 years of your life has been got rid of now that you use this. It's like, okay, we don't want that. But, never having the ability to never use her magic again. That's the phrasing is not correct, but it's fine.
Yeah.
I like that sacrifice.
Yeah, totally fine and 100% fitting for a series like this because Kobayashi made the funny comment that she doesn't need magic for work, so she's totally cool with it.
Yeah. It is a interesting thing. I like the fact that she used magic twice, and one was, hey, I now have cell service in this world, and it's just like, God damn it. I definitely laughed when she's like, and this magic is to make phone calls. I'm like, fuck. Okay.
Yeah, totally. Just random things that you need to work out to make the story work out. But
yes, yeah, that's 1,000% anime logic, which is okay. Mm-hmm. I did find enjoyment out of the magic ability that she had because essentially it was like, well, I didn't have time to learn too much magic, but I can do this, and that one was really good. And yeah, whatever this sacrificial spirit bomb thing is, which I found that part really funny because the whole Toru is like, all right, now I'm going to put you up in the air and you're just going to free fall down.
Yeah, that was definitely interesting. I like the fact that they pulled attention to her saying that she was falling. And then after enough time, she, focused herself. But then what I liked even more was that after Toru went and saved her and Toru was trying to like monologue a little bit and Kobayashi completely cuts her off right away. And she's like, can we talk about how you sent me up and I was falling?
Yeah, that part was really good because, of course, she's just kind of standing there and puts her arms out, and it's kind of the whole Superman thing.
Yeah,
that one was funny because I wasn't expecting like Toru to do that in the slightest. Like, I know she kind of doesn't really think things through because, of course, she can fly or teleport herself, but obviously Kobayashi cannot, and then having to fall and all that stuff.
The teleporting deal threw me off too because she's sitting there fighting Kamui, and I wonder if she could have just been like teleport punching this whole entire time to throw him off. But then as soon as Kobayashi's ready with her spirit bomb, she just teleports right by her. It's like, it seems like a pretty amazing ability that she never uses.
Maybe it uses too much magic.
It's very possible.
She has to limit herself. Or at least it uses too much magic to teleport herself.
Yeah, at least continuously.
Yeah. Also, it makes for a terrible fight if that's what she does. Like, makes Toru way too OP to just be able to teleport punch and then never take damage, essentially.
Right. Yeah, we can't get too Dragon Ball Z.
Yes.
Also thought it was pretty cool / adding to the OP that Toru and Kana were like multiplying into the spirit bomb to make it even stronger. Like it was already supposed to be 1,000 years and 1,000 sorcerers or whatever to make an equivalent of this attack, and then we have the 2 dragons adding to it on top of it. So it was just making it more devastating.
All to just put Kamui down on the ground.
You're right. Yeah, it didn't even kill him. It didn't obliterate him. It didn't like tear up the dragon world at all. It was just an attack that was so powerful that it brought him down to 1 HP.
And Azad didn't really get injured.
No.
So it's a whole lot of show for not a whole lot of action, or not a whole lot of damage.
Right.
But that's okay. That's not the whole purpose of the series is not essentially for fighting. I have no problems with it.
Yeah, that's a good thing to remember. It's all about the story.
Yeah. And then I guess speaking of story, I kind of liked the whole process they got up to it. You know, they gave Kamui just a little bit of like, hey, this is how you kind of grow as a character. Some drinking tips, which I would have loved the credits to have been like the letters back and forth giving the drinking tips. I would have found that super funny.
Yeah, right. Just a couple extra.
Yeah. And then, you know, you have Kana, she's got her friendship with, oh man, what's her name? Riko.
Saikawa.
Yeah. And so you get kind of that whole aspect. So you get this growth with characters. I like the fact that they made Kana just kind of always be interested in humans instead of been like, oh well, I'm here, so now I'm interested. It's like, no, she's always kind of been longing for that familial type of relationship. With
the exception of that one flashback where Kana was like, all you humans want to do is use me.
Yep.
But she was looking for warmth in somebody, and she found that in Kobayashi.
Yep. And even, I mean, she kind of found it in her father. It just took to the very end. And I mean, he is a dragon and doesn't really understand these things. So I like the fact that he had a little bit of growth in that aspect where I was like, you know, maybe I can change. Yeah, definitely. That was a nice thing to throw into a happy-go-lucky ending. Yep. In the movie, surprisingly enough, we did have a bunch of fights. Mm-hmm. / some betrayal type stuff, some kind of going at each other. Was there a fight you enjoyed the most? Yeah, there was. I took note of a handful of the fights, so if you don't mind, I'm going to go through them. Okay. First one is Kamui fights Toru in the apartment. The next one is that Ilulu and the spy Assad, they fight in the dragon world when Ilulu like confronts him. There is another quick fight with Toru versus Thavnir, and then shortly after that is when all the big stuff happens in the dragon world where Kobayashi and Toru get separated and Toru is fighting a horde of dragons. Kana fights the spy, or Azad, and then that's when Azad steals the dragon orb. And then, of course, we get Toru versus Kamui. So, with those ones in mind, maybe I want to go and say Azad versus Kana in the tunnel after Kobayashi gives the dragon orb to her father. It was a nice battle. It was the start of everything that went down in the end. So it was very important for Azad to be the bad guy. But I really liked that we got to see some action out of Kana. She was quick. I like her lightning ability. Of course, I want to see her be like more explosive, but that's just the shonen in me coming out. I don't expect Kana to truly be a badass, but it was nice to see her pull her own weight, even though like she technically lost. Yeah. But yeah, that fight was the pivotal moment for the climax of the show to start to happen. So I'm going to go with that one. What about you? Okay. I mean, that one was probably the most entertaining, which makes the most sense because, you know, the technically the story is supposed to revolve around Kana and that too. But Azad, which makes it make the most sense. But I'm trying to think. I kind of liked the a Lulu fight versus Zod. One, because I obviously haven't seen season 2, so I didn't really like know what her fighting style was. I didn't really know too much about her.
Mm-hmm.
And I was just like, I wasn't expecting it. And then, this is the first time we get to see a Zod like actually be the villain.
Right.
And you're like, okay, well then how are our characters going to get out of this if this is kind of how he fights? So I thought that was really good. And then, they kind of left us on a suspenseful moment because you have the explosion and then she's like in the real world and you're like, what the?
That was a very strange turnaround because it's like, yeah, they're in the middle of a fight. So like, how did it exactly end? How did she escape? So that was, it was interesting.
Yeah.
But I agree. That was a good fight too because Ilulu is a new character technically still. And we got to see some cool like dragon blasts coming out of her versus this pretty cool sword that Azad had.
Yeah, and just kind of him showing off a little bit is probably the best way to put it.
Yeah.
And so you have this, and then I mean the series is what it is. There's not a whole lot of death and stuff.
No.
Because of that, our characters get out of it and
yeah, I mean in the end Azad didn't even die.
No. Yeah, I'm gonna pick that one. That one's probably my favorite. I liked when Fafnir and Elma jump in to kind of help save everybody. So basically, they're fighting the Chaos and the what's the other faction?
I think I actually wrote it down.
Harmony faction.
Yeah.
So just the fight with them doing stuff, I thought that was really fun. The very short Fafnir versus Toru fight was really interesting because basically he's calling her out, Toru that is, on her just kind of weakness that she's having. And so I like that. I like that one too.
Yeah, or more so like making her realize that she's stronger now than she was because she has a treasure to fight for.
Yeah.
And that's what's making her have a purpose to fight. So there was a useful character development moment for her to realize because it was important and Toru needs to be like our powerhouse savior.
Yeah, exactly. I do find it funny every time that Toru tries to make Kobayashi eat her tail.
Yeah, they definitely. I think I would have been sad if they didn't make a scene in this entire time with her not trying to sneak in some of her tail steak. And it looks so gross every time that it's all sliced up and ready for her.
Yeah, it's like, hey, I'm not going to cook this or anything. Here you go. Here's my tail raw. And you're just like, okay.
Yeah, which begs the question again. I know we talked about it when we covered season 1, but will Kobayashi cave in and finally give it a try at some point in the future?
Have you changed? I don't remember what you said. Do you think that's going to happen?
I don't remember exactly what I said, but I feel like I said I do hope so, at least near the end. Kind of like when Kobayashi was like, I'd use my PTO to save you. So I do think at some point it will happen. But of course, maybe I can see a world where it's just like her thing where she just forever declines it.
Yeah, maybe.
What are your which way do you lean?
I am leaning that the series, like in the last chapter, she's going to have it. So the very end of the series.
And then she's like, oh yeah, this is tasty.
Yep. And then just the end, and you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, right?
I can see so many people getting like flipping tables. Like,
right.
Oh yeah, this is good. Duh.
But for this kind of show, I can definitely see that being a kind of ending.
Yep. That would be funny. That'd be very funny. So as far as within the movie, was there any characters that you wish, well, I guess I was going to say, were there any characters you wish we saw more of? But the only one we didn't really get any real screen time is Lukua. Lukua. There it is. Yes.
Yeah, she was given her reason for like disappearing for the majority of the movie.
Mm-hmm.
And I guess I bought it. Like she was at the very end, wasn't she?
Yeah, but she didn't do anything.
Yeah, she was just there. So with her absence, I would like to see like season 3 material start to focus on Lukua and like her job.
Yeah, that'd be interesting. I'm just kind of getting a little bit more of her while she waits for her very much younger love
Shota.
interest. Yeah, yeah, that one.
It would be kind of cool to get a little bit of a time skip to have Shota grow up a little bit and
Or a lot of it,
or a lot of it. For him to mature with his magic and stuff like that, like his dad.
Yeah, yeah. I would like that. Hopefully we get something like that.
Yeah, just a couple more characters that we need to put a little focus on.
Yeah.
Another one being Elma, the one with the wobbly looking horn and purple tips. We got her in the masked dragon fight. She kind of just appeared. We got her for like a couple seconds worth, and then that was it. Elma really didn't play much of a role at all.
Well, remember, she's supposed to kind of be the in-between, like the neutral party. That's the word I was looking for. Between the Harmony and Chaos factions.
Right.
Which does make it kind of understandable that she is not going to really do too much within this, because at least at first it was a Chaos faction issue.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I would like to see more of her as well.
Other than that, as far as characters go, just gotta start wishing for more future content coming out of them. Otherwise, the movie did great with who they had in. I was very pleased with all that.
Yeah, I completely agree. I thought it was really good. Thought it was really enjoyable. Definitely, if you like the series, 100% need to watch this.
Oh yeah, definitely worth it. The last thing I want to talk about is the Dragon Orb a little bit more. I did like the idea that Azad took it, and they said he put his own energy to finish the completion of the Dragon Orb, but then I thought it was a little OP that he was able to like mentally take over like the entire dragon faction, including Kamui. So someone who's supposed to be so super strong was overtaken along with the horde of dragons. So that sounds pretty crazy. So I only imagine what that could have done under Kamui's control by himself.
Well, so he said that it amplified his magic and they can redo it, and that it's not actually only meant for dragons. And I feel like dragons only care about making themselves stronger.
Right.
Which, yeah, if Kamui used it on himself, I couldn't imagine how strong he would be, because he was ginormous without it.
Right.
Yeah. Definitely anime logic on that one. It gave a good little plot twist to it. It just kind of made everybody fight, and that was about it. I did like the fact that, it was restricted to only creatures / dragons that he had actually spent any real time with, and it wasn't just everybody.
Right. Good point. Do you think we'll see another Dragon Orb in the future?
No, I think it was, unless they're going to do another sort of infighting between the dragons, which it was a topic of conversation within season 1, but I feel like that's going to be the end of it. Like, they're just going to drop it, or drop that part of the conversation.
Yeah. I really don't expect it. The only thing that I could say of any kind of potential is that Kana's hair has dragon orbs in her braids, kind of thing.
Yeah.
So maybe, I don't know if that's going to be pure aesthetics or if it's going to be something to help her power up an ally for some kind of future conflict.
That would be interesting. I do have a feeling it's going to be just an aesthetic thing, though.
Yeah, I would lean that way too.
Yeah. Really just want to reiterate, because I don't really have much else to talk about as far as the movie is concerned. It was fun. It was enjoyable. Miss Kobayashi is the strangest slice of life series ever.
Yeah.
And I really liked it. I thought it was worth it. I'm very much glad that I watched it and that we're covering it, because it's I feel like Miss Kobayashi doesn't get talked about enough as far as like just a very solid series.
I agree. I don't see this popping up anywhere on like my Facebook anime pages or anything like that. But this is something that I would recommend to just anybody who just wants a nice casual watch. It's got a little bit of everything. It does have action. It's slice of life. It's funny. It brings you into the series itself, even though, being a slice of life, like you don't have to invest too much, but you do tend to like a lot of these characters.
Yep. And I mean, I'll be honest, you could probably watch the movie as a standalone and be like, pretty decent.
Basically.
there was nothing too integral beyond just like, all right, who are these characters? How did a person get intertwined with a bunch of dragons? But beyond that, you're just like, this is an interesting movie.
Right.
Before we do go, I know Lantz has a Pokemon quiz. Hopefully, all my 20 hours of playing Pokemon Black has helped refresh my Pokemon knowledge. I have zero confidence, but that's okay. Hopefully, I can do better.
Well, I think I made this one a little bit more difficult because today I wanted to do a dragon theme since we're covering Dragon Maid. So we're not focusing on a very specific generation, but dragons themselves.
Okay.
All right, so question 1. True or false? Latios and Latias share the same typing.
True.
Here you go, true. And the correct answer is true.
Woo.
They are both psychic dragon types.
Cool. I just took a random guess, but that's okay.
Okay, question number 2. Between Dialga's Roar of Time and Palkia's Spatial Rend, which attack deals the most damage? Roar of Time or Spatial Rend?
I'm going to go with Palkia.
Palkia's Spatial Rend?
Yes.
All right. The correct answer is Roar of Time.
Damn.
Roar of Time is going to deal 150 points or 150 damage.
Okay.
With a 90% accuracy, where Spatial Rend will deal 100 with a 95% accuracy.
Okay.
The clench is that Spatial Rend has a higher critical rate ratio. So even though it does have a lower attack stat, it does have a much better time of getting that critical hit.
I feel like that's a trick question, and both of them are correct.
Yeah, they are about equal, but yeah,
base stats is what you're asking about.
Exactly. Yeah.
So
Roar of Time for that one. And then my final question: what level does the normal flying type Swablu evolve into the flying dragon type Altaria?
Oh man, I'm gonna guess 42.
Lower.
38.
38. Nope. You were getting closer though. The correct answer is 35.
35. Okay. I figured because it was a dragon, and dragon, like, the evolutions for all the dragon types is like stupid.
Yeah.
It's so high.
They do tend to run a little high, which it is true that they do run high, and it kind of sucks because you got to mess around with a really weak Swablu just to get an Altaria.
Mm-hmm.
That's going to be my quiz for today, which means you got one correct.
Hey, I got one correct. I'll take it. That's better than what I normally do all by myself. I apparently do better getting correct answers with other people. I wonder if you're just making the questions easier for other people.
I not too much. I'm not trying. I could definitely make some hard questions, but I'm not trying to totally screw you guys over. But I did feel like this one was just a little bit different.
Yeah, I liked it. I thought it was fun. But that is all we have for this episode of the Anime Lounge podcast. Please make sure you subscribe to us, drop a like, leave a comment. What did you think of Miss Kobayashi, a lonely dragon wants to be loved? And then, before you do go, make sure to check out our D&D podcast, Dnd Noobz, Noobz, and check out all the awesome, funny shenanigans we have on that. Just us making a fool of ourselves. It's a good time. Have a good one.
Later, guys.